Hello people, that time again. It's episode 34 of the Soulvent Records podcast with me, Mike Drop. And this time I am filming this from a slightly different location in my house. I'm in the kitchen, so welcome to my kitchen. Starting the show with our next release on Soulvent Records. This is coming out on the 19th of March. This is from Monica and Akuratide, featuring Octay. Called Haunted.
We don't know where to go. Tell us to keep it slow. When did you lose structure your own sentence? I don't know where you go. Never felt so alone. Tell us not to flee, but then you're parted. Is it real love? All in my mind. Your words are haunted. Every time I wake again, it's amber.
And I've just spent about 20-30 minutes having a lovely interview with the guys, Dan, Max and Casey. That'll be coming up later in the show. Got to talk to them about the release. Got to talk to them about how they work so well together remotely. Given that Casey's in the UK, Casey Octay, Dan's in the US, and of course Monica is in New Zealand.
We don't know where to go. Tell us to keep it slow.
Also got to talk to them about some non-music stuff.
You lost structure your own sentence. I don't know where you go.
How they keep busy outside of music.
So alone.
We had a very in-depth chat around what other music they listen to that's not drum and bass. So if you're interested in that, stick around.
All in my mind. Your words are haunted. And every time I wake again, it's amber.
Great tune for playing some air guitar, do this one.
Is it real love? All in my mind. Your words are haunted. Every time I wake again, it's amber.
So pleased this is coming out because I remember pushing hard for this one after Max and Dan sent it to us. I feel like I'm a little bit invested in this one. B-side features Askell and Alaire as well. That's Pure Fire. Got that coming up later in the show as well. This one is one that landed in my promo box not so long ago. It's out now on Terra Firma from an artist called Plox. The tune's called Conditions. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see that I've slightly changed my outfit from the last one. Not that I need to wear the same outfit every time we do one of these, but significantly I'm wearing a hat. And the reason for that is Joe and I reviewed the footage of the last episode and both came to the realisation quite quickly and easily that I'm quite follically challenged. And to just be filming the top of my head is not particularly nice to look at. So I think from now on I will be wearing some kind of headwear. Fred V in Logistics, taken from NHS 400. Called You Keep Me High. Smooth jazzy number taken from the Liquid V Club Sessions Volume 7. Carlito and Addiction featuring Marky. It's called Taboo. all do this when you go and buy your music. Always try and go to the label website or Bandcamp when you're buying your music, because that's the best way to get the most money to the label and ultimately the artist who makes the tunes, right? Bandcamp and kind of own label websites take less of a fee. I'm guessing most of you already knew that. However, I also noticed that sometimes the price can vary quite substantially. So in buying this 15-track album, whatever it is, from Liquid V website, like £8. On Beatport is listed as $16.99. Now, I might just be being an idiot, like the $16.99 one could have been the flat copy or something, I don't know. But moral of the story is, always go to the label website or to the bank. Drums on this tune are unreal. This is taken from Break's new Dusty Demos LP. It's called Get Hot. If you haven't seen this Dusty Demos LP thing from Break, go and check it out, because this is all stuff that he's been sat on for years and years. There's some stuff from like 2004. This one's from 2010. That's just a little insight to what he's got in the locker. I mean, what stuff hasn't he or won't he release? Mind blowing. More smooth jazziness now. I can tell you that this is forthcoming on Soulvent. And I can also tell you it's going to be out soon. And I can also tell you that the final or the released version of this tune will have a vocal on it. I'm just giving you a flavour of the instrumental. But this is a tune from a producer that I'm really gassed that we're starting to work with more. All will be revealed. This tune, as you might have guessed from the vocal sample, is called Casual.
Let's keep it casual.
And it's from an artist called Hyperlinks. And I can't tell you where I got this from. So much music goes through my computer. I was doing the prep for this podcast and it was just there somehow. I didn't want to talk over that flute breakdown. That was sublime. So if you don't know Hyperlinks, get to know, because this is top shelf. Tune now from an artist called Surve, Surve, and if you don't know who that is Adam, 1/3 of Dexel. Check this out. tune's called Need to Love Tonight. Forthcoming on Spearhead.
I need to love tonight, 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 tonight.
When this comes out, go stream it. Big up Adam. Always be repping, always be streaming. Look forward to catching up soon. Playing now. It's the first music we had in a while from the Galaxy Boys. But it's a vibesy one called New Soul. Out now on Shogun. Really cool artwork as well. This tune has been on repeat for me on Spotify. This is Woman by Scientific. Out now on Viper. Absolutely love that tune. This one playing now is another one from the Break Dusty Demos. From 2004. This one's called Super Blue. Just going to take this moment, this juncture in the podcast to talk about the t-shirt I'm wearing. So for those not watching on YouTube, on the front left chest, it's got a yellow smiley face. But the best bit's on the back. Which I'll do a spin for the camera. On the back it says, all bangers and no clangers, which I thought was quite ironic for this show. All bangers and some clangers. But this t-shirt has been designed by Liam's other half, Mary. It's all about raising money for charity. Raising money for the youth music charity. If you want a t-shirt like this, we'll get a link in the description on the YouTube video or somewhere where you're listening to the podcast, so you can go and support as well. And obviously no pressure for the rest of the show now, because you know what it says on my back. New tune from Mountain, and you can hear that the intro is very mountainy. Just wait for the drop.
Hello.
tune's called Hello. And boy, this tune does say hello when you first hear it. Yeah, this is out now on Program. And it's featuring two artists called Malzon and Azumai. And there's another tune on this single, the B-side, or the A-side, I forget which. The tune's called Brexit, so go check that out. One's another hurter. From another one of those Dexel boys, actually, Ember.
So I want you closer than ever. I want you.
And it featuring Scott Haining on vocals. Obviously a very, very talented family, the Hainings.
Walking on holy ground, walking on holy ground. I want you.
The tune's called Holy Ground. Forthcoming on Spearhead.
Like a diamond I treasure. I want you. And we'll stay here forever. Walking on holy ground, walking on holy ground. We can disappear, and my soul is on fire. Oh, I want it. My heart is on fire.
This is the B-side to the Monica and Akura Tide tune I started the show with. This one features Asko and Hilaire. Called Soul on Fire. Two top tunes in my opinion. about it, that release is pretty much global, right? You've got UK, you've got USA, you've got New Zealand, you've got Finland. So we'll be getting the guys together for a little bit of fun, a little international quiz. You'll be able to see that by the usual channels very soon. Another tune that's been on repeat for me. Came out recently on the latest Shogun compilation from the boys Inmost. This is called Daybreak. Yeah, this is a banger. Can confirm more absolute fire coming from Josh and Bailey later this year. This absolute funky one is Chubby Bubbler from Loar and Silai. Is that how you pronounce it? capital S, little I, capital L, little I. Silly, Skyline. Either way, out now on Galaxy. There is an abundance of funk in this tune. Tune, we're getting to the end now, but this tune is called Foundations from Ben Rolo, who you'll recognise from the In Most Pieces remix competition. Collaboration with an artist called HD. Yeah, tune's called Foundations. Big up Ben for sending me this. Another tune that's just come out on Liquid V from a Soulvent alumni, Kodan. It's called Funk Up. can't believe I haven't mentioned this in one of our previous shows, but if you like the sort of stuff that we play here, and you don't know about this already, of course, head over to our Spotify page, or we've got a Spotify playlist basically that myself and the rest of the team update on a regular basis. The playlist is called Soulvent Select, and it contains all the released music that we all like to listen to. Drum and bass, of course. As I said, getting to the end now. Couple of tunes left. And I don't think I've done it this show so far, so I'm going to do it now. The old fader down job. And this tune kind of needs an introduction, so it's from their forthcoming album. I'm of course talking about Polar and Bryson. The first single from their upcoming album, recently released on Shogun. This is Under, featuring Lauren Archer.
Suddenly I'm floating under water, trying to breathe. Finally I'm hoping you're something, someone that I need. Maybe it makes sense to carry a little less, leave nothing to regret. What's with all the rush? Don't you have enough? Why are you giving up? Giving
wait for this album. And speaking of Polar and Bryson, perfect time for me to segue into our recently announced Hospitality Weekend in the Woods lineup. I need my notes in front of me here because it is a absolutely stonking lineup. At the Soulvent stage on the Sunday, you will find New Tone, back-to-back Kino, back-to-back Hugh Hardy, back-to-back Makoto, aka Soul Sound. And you might think, why are all those names? on the Soulvent stage? Well, there's a connection with Soulvent to all of those artists, however tenuous. So New Tone masters 90+% of our tunes. I think Kino's first release was on a label called Discus, which some of our Soulvent founding members were part of. Hugh Hardy's obviously released with us. Featured on Butterfly Effect with Galaxy and Visionobi, and done a remix for the Polar and Bryson album this time last year. And Makoto is a collaborator of the future, shall we say. So, other than Soul Sound headlining the stage, we've got Polar and Bryson, as you might have guessed, Galaxy, Blade Runner, we've got a live set from Rhea, we've got Asqua Nalair, we've got Winslow, we've got Dilemma, and we've got In Most, hosted by Carousel, Ruthless, Roof Royal, Siege, and Visionobi. Cannot wait for that. Look forward to seeing you there. Right, the last tune I'm going to play on the podcast doesn't have any mixing with it because it's not officially drum and bass, but hopefully you will have seen on social media over the last few weeks video clip from Sun and Bass 2019. This is taken from the new Calibre album. The tune's featuring Simone and it's called Time to Breathe. If you haven't seen the clip of this from Sun and Bass 2019, go and find it.
Settle down, sit right here, let's have a talk. Things don't feel the same no more. Feelings come and they go. It's time we breathe. Figure out if this can work. To be sure we don't care. No one left there in the dirt. I can't let go. This cold over in the air, holding some type of despair, considering if I should care. I see you leave, heading straight for the door, and my heart sinking to the floor. Guess we've been here before.
Just wow. Epic tune. Right, I'm hoping that you enjoyed the all bangers, some clangers. Thank you for joining me on episode 34 of the Soulvent Records podcast. Hope you've enjoyed a little look inside my kitchen. I know I say this at the end of every show, but I'm hopeful that either the next show or the one after that we'll be able to have someone other than just me. But in the meantime, go check out Haunted on the 19th. Go check out the interview I had with Monica Akuratide and Casey Octay. Stay safe out there. Enjoy your music. Enjoy drum and bass. Thank you very much. See ya. Right, hello everyone listening. It's Mic Drop again with another artist interview, this time as part of episode 34 of the Soulvent Records podcast. I am here with Maxwell Monica, Dan Akuratide, and Casey Octay. Hello guys, how are you doing?
Good.
Kia ora, how's it going?
Yeah, excellent. Thank you for joining me, especially for you, Max. It's like 7 a.m. where you are.
Yeah, my alarm went off for 6:30 this morning, so I'm a bit blurry-eyed, but we'll get there.
Well, I'll give you the most thinking time I can. I'll go to the other guys first as we go through the questions. Yeah. No worries. Thank you for joining. It's great to have you guys on talking about your upcoming release on Soulvent Records, Haunted, out on the 19th of March. You guys have had like a well trodden path through our Soulvent back catalogue with Last Leaves. Max, you remixed for Askel and Lair, and I know you guys worked together on Himalaya, and To the Light was your collaboration with Casey. Was it a no-brainer to work together again, guys?
Oh, for me, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yes. Max, do you want to take this one since you've had more releases on Soulvent?
Sure. So me and Casey know each other. We've known each other for quite a long time now. So we've only actually met a couple times before I left for New Zealand. But Casey is kind of like, how do I put this? Like the girlfriend of a friend of a friend. If that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
And we were out drinking in Kingston.
Yeah.
And we just got chatting. I was like, I produced drum and bass. And Casey was like, I'm a vocalist. We should hang out and meet up, which is what we did. You came over to my place and we started writing a tune. I think was our first release the one on Silk, the house track, the Jesse Bullet track.
Oh, yeah. What was that called?
You know what? I can't even remember.
Only one,
I think.
Only one. Yeah.
So,
Only one.
Yeah. So
that was under Princess Leia.
Yes, that's right.
My old band.
So I just found Casey to be like, well, super talented, but like still to this day the most professional vocalist I've worked with, like just always on point. So like it's just an absolute pleasure to always be working with Casey. So we're gonna continue using her as much as possible. You know?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. That's so sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, well, and it's the truth. Absolutely the truth.
The feeling is very mutual.
Good.
Yeah, Max and I talk about it all the time. Like anytime that we work with you on a tune and then we get the vocals back and we're always messaging each other like, oh my God, she just knocked it out of the park again. Like every time. It's just like you kill it every time.
Oh, that's very nice. It's just really, I just find your guys' music really easy to write to, and I think that's the most important thing for me when I'm saying yes or no to something new. Is if it doesn't come naturally, then it's it's no hard feelings, but it's not right. And it's just every time you send me something, I'm just instantly inspired. So it's just very natural.
Oh, that's good.
It's cool to hear.
Really shines through in the final product as well.
Thanks,
Yeah,
mate.
good.
Thanks.
And Max and Dan, you've worked together in the past, obviously. How do you find that? I was gonna ask you a question about lockdown, but of course you're all remote from each other anyway. So
yeah.
How do you ensure that you work together well in that kind of fully remote scenario?
I mean, I think for us it just kind of comes naturally. Like we sort of built a really good friendship before we really started writing a lot of music together. We did a song together for my debut album on Blue Martin Music called Come True. That was something where Max kind of hit me up on Facebook and was like, hey, I really like your stuff. We should work together. And I was like, absolutely. I like your stuff too. And so we wrote that song, and it ended up being on my album. And after that, we just kind of started talking, like, I don't know, almost every day, really, just chatting over Facebook Messenger.
And we haven't stopped chatting every single
No,
day.
it's still like, it's just like,
Yeah.
he logs on and I'm already on because of the time difference, and we just start chatting. And I think it was probably like, almost a year where we were just chatting a lot, but we didn't really write much else. I think we tried to write like one or two more tunes, and they just weren't really kind of coming together. And then I did that Himalaya remix for him. And then after that, I think that's when we were kind of like, okay, let's really try to like put something together. Like, let's start a project where it's you and me, and we're writing the stuff together. And, I do a lot of collabs for my solo stuff. And so I'm used to the process of just sending stems back and forth. And I've never actually like sat in a room and worked with another producer. It's always just been online. So for me, the process was just really natural. And I think just because we have like great chemistry together, in our friendship and our music, it's just pretty easy.
Yeah, we both use Logic, so sending projects back and forward, that kind of like logistics and admin side of things is really smooth, because Dan would just like send the project, all the plugins are all good to go, so I just load it up and continue on from what he's done, and we're chatting the whole way, so it is a real like collaborative product, so it's just, I don't know, super smooth.
Yeah.
Because you've got a couple of other projects that you work on together, right? You've got 3VS, and you've had a release on Focus as Monica and Akuratide as well, yeah?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
we actually
runs
have
deep.
We've got another EP coming out on Focus the beginning of May too. So
awesome.
Yeah.
And tell me about the how you brought about the collab with Asquith.
That was all Max
too. Yeah, that was all Max.
Yeah. So
you made that happen.
I was first put in touch with them by Joe from Soulvent, way back when they did their Last Leaves release, and Joe was just like sending me tracks back then, and I was like, this track is sick, the Last Leaves track, like, can I remix it? And he put me in touch with Yuho and Saini. Were they both on that? Yes. Yeah. And I did the remix for them. They really liked it, and again, we've been just chatting since. I send tracks to Yuho for feedback all the time. He always gives me really good feedback, so we kind of have that relationship continuing. So I can't exactly remember how that track Soul on Fire came about, but it got to a point where me and Dan couldn't progress it, I think. Yeah. And I thought, well, why don't we try and get Asko and Alaire on it and see if they're keen, and they were. They've just turned up the tastiness, just the right amount, Yeah.
That's a good word for it.
With it.
That's a good word for it. Yeah. I think Max. I was really buzzed the first time I heard Haunted, and I know you guys put a lot of work into it. So I'm really pleased that this is coming out. Tell me a bit about the artwork as well, because it's a cool little silhouette on the pack shot.
Cool, thanks. Yeah. So I did the art. I'm a graphic designer. That's what I do for a living. So I try to always do the artwork for all of any, my releases. I want to do the artwork for. And so I messaged Joe and asked him if it was cool if I did the art, and he said yes. And initially I had done it like with a stock photo that was kind of, the same type of look where it was a backlit silhouette. And, I sent it to the guys, and they were like, yeah, this is really cool, but, would it be cooler if we got Casey on there as the girl instead of just like stock photo girl, And I was like, oh, that's such a great idea. Like, I can't believe I didn't think of that. So messaged Casey, and I sent her the stock photo, and I said, could you try to replicate this kind of look with the, being backlit? And she did. She sent me like 5 or 6 photos, and I just picked the one that was the best and kind of swapped it out, and had to do a little bit of extra stuff just to make it kind of match the original one I had used. But yeah, I got it really close, and I think the silhouette photo looks amazing, and so I guess it was just like team effort.
Excellent. I love it when everybody has involvement across all parts of a project. Really adds to the cohesive feel.
Well, it's cool for me too, because I'm used to doing artwork just kind of on my own, and I've never I take a lot of my own photos for my art, and I do some 3D modeling stuff too for my own label. I do the art for that, but I've never worked with someone where I was like, oh, can you do a photo, and kind of give them like a brief, it's like, can you sort of do this style of photo, and then got it back, and just, again, she knocked it out of the park again.
Well, I can't take all the credit for that because I'm very lucky that one of my best pals is now a photographer. So
That's true, yeah.
my friend Harry Clark, he was like, yeah, I'll do that. And then we just did it, and we just experimented. It was really fun.
Did he do all your videos as well?
He's done my most recent video that's coming out next week.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Plug more, plug.
Yeah. It's called Trying Time. It's coming out on the 24th of March. And he directed that.
Very cool.
His video skills.
Who did your the last one of your videos you did before? I can't remember the name of the song.
What's it mean? Or Trap Tiger?
Tiger, the Tiger one. That video was really cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that was my little creative team. That was the director was Millie Grange Bennett, and the producer was Stephanie McIndoe, and they're two of my best pals. Again, I'm a really lucky gal, and they helped me bring that completely to life, from like the smallest seed of an idea, and also the What's It Mean video. But for Trap Tiger, we had a completely different plan for it, and we tried to film twice, but it was all outside, like in the woods, and as you know, England can't make plans outside.
No.
So we completely cancelled it. Second time we were like, let's just come up with something new, and we came up with something new in a day, and then just cracked on, and they fully
cool.
put it together.
Wow. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, anything else you guys want to plug? Dan, Max, sorry.
Sure. Yeah, we could talk a little bit about 3VS real quick. We just had a song out on Unchained Recordings in Asia. They did a compilation called Year of the Ox with some really sick artists on there. It's like Radiax, Champion Sound, Airstrike, a lot of people that I really like and respect. And we did a song on there called Don't Want to Let Go. And it's kind of like a crazy, I don't even know what it is, like kind of footwork, jungle madness, rave sounds.
Didn't he get a shout out in K-Mag?
Yeah, actually that was really cool. Yeah, K-Mag mentioned it in there. They were doing like a review, and they specifically called out our song, so that was really cool.
Well, that is a ringing endorsement.
Yeah.
So just about the project, so it's me and Dan and this guy called Tellus, based in Australia. Again, I can't even remember how we ended up talking to each other, but I think maybe you and Lewis were talking to each other, and then we just thought, let's give this a go. We'll just try writing some stuff. And again, it's one of those things where we're all just like-minded people, pretty chill. Lewis is like the most chill guy I've ever come across in my life. And it's worked out really well. It's just something we just chip away at every now and then, and it's usually like half timey, like footworky stuff. Just fun, really. Yeah.
Awesome. I was going to ask you, having the least interesting background behind me, I was going to ask you guys what you do, what your hobbies are, what you do to keep busy when you're not working hard in the studio, either vocalizing for drum and bass or producing drum and bass. Why don't we start with you, Casey?
Sure. Feels like all I do at the moment is make music and do gardening.
Nice.
But apart from that, I'm always busy, so I just like doing stuff. Recently, like the last year or so, I've really started to enjoy painting.
Oh, cool.
With like acrylic paint.
Have you got any? Can we see any?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I made some artwork. Oh, I have to just climb up something. Hang on. Hopefully I don't fall. I made some artwork for a song that I released called Sunset. It's called Sunshine, the Sunset version, because my friends made the Sunrise version, and then we had that come out a couple of years ago on the summer equinox. So I made that.
Wow.
Nice.
For it as the artwork for the other one, but yeah, it's just quite fun and therapeutic. But
yeah, totally.
You're a very creative person. It's blindingly obvious.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm happiest when I'm making stuff.
What's your gardening? What are you cultivating?
Cultivating. Well, just all sorts of things. I've started working for my friend's company because I used to run a taekwondo company with my brother.
Oh wow!
Right.
And we decided to just stop so that we could both do music because it's just we just weren't happy really. I was working behind the computer all the time. Yeah, so we decided to stop. And then recently I was like, do you know what? I kind of want to do something else as well. So I need a bit of extra, cash to fuel all the music. So my one of my best pals has a gardening company, and I was just like, I'll do that. I love being outside, and it's just really peaceful.
Yeah, being chained to a desk, especially if that's what's needed for some of your like production or musical stuff as well. It could be quite liberating, can't it?
Yeah, it's real nice. Other than that, food,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is it. This is another thing that me and Dan have in common, or at least two things. So we both love cooking and we both love playing video games. So that's another thing we're just like bouncing back and forth. We've been recently playing Death Stranding on the PS4.
Yeah.
And for a little while we were kind of like neck and neck at the same point through the game, and there was like a little competition like going, unspoken competition about who was doing better. Like Dan started playing after me and then like really quickly started doing better than me. I was like, fuck, absolutely bastard. I told you to get this game. You can't do better than me. and then he finished it before me as well. So now I'm kind of not giving up, but it's just kind of there in the background. I'm not playing it at the moment.
Looking for the next game to get the jump on him, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much.
We need to play Call of Duty again, man. We have not played Call of Duty in a while.
True. Yeah, like months.
I can't play that game because it gets my heart rate up too high.
Okay.
I'll play games to relax. I'll be too stressed. I'll be too stressed. So what's your guys go-to McDonald's order? We'll start with you, Dan, because I know you're a McDonald's lover.
I am. I try not to eat it very often, but there's one about a block away from my house, so it's very tempting. My go-to order is pretty much always the same thing. I always get a combo number one. I don't know if you guys have that over there, but a number one over here is a Big Mac, large fry, and a soda. I always get a Coke. So Big Mac, large fry, and a Coke. And then you might not believe this based on my small frame, but I'm a big eater. And so I always add on 2 cheeseburgers on top of that. So
wow, okay.
And then if I'm feeling really crazy, which I actually just did this last month when we went, I got all the stuff I already said and a 6-piece chicken McNugget on top of that.
Wow.
Jeez, all for yourself.
Yeah. And I shared a few of the nuggets with my wife.
All right. Is that your only meal of that day?
No, that was lunch, and we still ate dinner that
night. Just a light lunch. What about you, Casey? Do you get McDonald's at all?
I try not to, but I bloody love it.
Yeah.
And it depends on if I like go between stages of being like, I love animals, I'm not gonna eat them, and then but they can't resist. Yeah. So I'll either get a veg meal, but I'll like customize it with extra like sauce and stuff.
Okay.
Or just fully the other way, and I'll get a Big Mac meal and chicken selects or chicken nuggets because I'm a big eater as well.
Wow.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah. What about you, Max?
So I get McDonald's usually on the way back from a gig. There's one thing I miss about London is just the crazy amount of chicken shops that you can go into.
Yeah.
which don't exist here. You don't really have too many late night food options here apart from like McDonald's. So that's kind of like a general go-to. And usually it will be I think a Big Mac as well. It will be like the standard. It's just you know what you're getting, and it's usually just perfect after you've had a few drinks. And if not, chicken nuggets with sweet and sour sauce.
Maybe next time try both, Max.
Maybe
that seems to be the trend emanating from the group. Yeah.
Have you guys ever put the chicken nuggets in the Big Mac? Is that a thing?
No.
Well,
there you go.
This is what happens when you get creative minds together.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So yeah, I might try that next time I go to McDonald's. I was going to ask you guys. Obviously, Max, you can tell us what you have been doing, but I was going to ask Casey and Dan. Obviously, when the coronavirus restrictions start to diminish or decrease, where's your first trip away, or where you're aiming to go on your first sort of holiday? Start with you, Casey.
My first trip will be. I've booked a shepherd's hut.
Yeah.
With a hot tub for my boyfriend's 30th.
Oh, nice.
Where is the shepherd's hut? Where, sorry?
Worcestershire.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that'll be a nice, quiet retreat from.
Yeah, it's not out of the UK, but even that we haven't actually been technically allowed to do. So it's pretty exciting.
Oh, that'll be nice and serene for you. Yeah. Dan, what about you?
There's a place that my wife and I visited last year that's about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from here, called Idlewild.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's a town up in the mountains here in California, and it just has the absolute most breathtaking views, and it's so beautiful. And we rented an Airbnb there, and it was just really set back in the woods, like really secluded, and we just felt like so connected to nature. And we've been wanting to go back there, but we're just feeling a little hesitant. I mean, maybe we could, because it'd just be us, but like we're not 100% sure how thoroughly it's been cleaned and all that. So we're kind of just waiting until we've both been vaccinated. My wife actually has already been vaccinated because she works in healthcare, but I haven't. I probably won't be eligible to get it until like May or June. So maybe after that, then we could go to that Airbnb again.
Awesome. That'd be nice for you. Max, you can really rub it in now. Tell us what you have been able to do. You played some shows, haven't you?
Yeah. So in New Zealand last year, when the coronavirus hit, as I'm sure you're aware, like New Zealand, the whole place implemented like a level system, going from level 1, which is like normal life, to level 4, which is like complete and utter lockdown. And so the whole country went to level 4 straight away, and everyone just like was happy. Like everyone just did it, like, because they knew like what, how serious it was and all that kind of stuff. And then the government kind of like managed to keep everyone isolated and like just get rid of COVID. And then we suddenly like slowly came back to normal life. And everyone has just been like, I don't know, everyone just gets how serious it is and just been like, is happy to do it. So since like, I don't know, I guess about 8 months ago, life has been just pretty much normal here. Like I've been going to gigs, like shaking hands with people, going to the pub, like doing all the things that you can't do everywhere else. Late last year, the first holiday that I went to answer your question, I went on holiday with some friends to a place called Hamner Springs, which is like this alpine village up in the mountains, which is like only a couple hours drive away from here. And it's like it's stunning. So that was fun. And they've got some like natural hot pools there. So we hung out and just like it was so busy. It was really weird actually after COVID. Going into these like hot pools with like hundreds of other people, but that was fun. It was fun. So yeah, like it's kind of strange talking about COVID because it's something in the past for me. I feel really blessed to be able to say that.
And you've had festivals as well, right? Over like the Christmas period and New Year's. That's when it's all big festivals in New Zealand, isn't it?
Yeah, they were all pretty much normal, except for the lineups were like 100% Kiwi, which was cool to see. We're starting to get international acts coming in now, which is exciting. So yeah.
When you've got Alex Perez there now too, he moved there.
Yeah, Mr. Perez, he's now a Kiwi resident. Yeah. He was like an international celebrity like the day he moved. He was like
guard of honor off the plane and stuff.
Pretty much.
But you said it was all over the news, right?
He was all over the news. He was on the national news.
Wow.
Yeah. The thing is about New Zealand, it's hard to describe, but it's like because there's only 5 million people that live here. Like you're only like 2 degrees of separation from like anyone else. Like I know somebody who knows Jacinda, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like it's kind of like a small town mentality, but across the whole nation. So when somebody like really big and important comes, it's like, oh, someone's coming to visit us. Yeah, and then like everyone goes mad for it. Like it's so funny. Yeah,
That's awesome.
We're all very, very jealous. I just wanted to kind of bring things to a close by asking you about your guys, what you're listening to at the moment, music wise. What would I find if I open up your Spotify, both drum and bass and also not drum and bass, if you're unlike me and actually do listen to things other than drum and bass? We'll start with you, Casey.
On the
you can say your own stuff to get your streams up if you want.
Oh, I couldn't. On the drum and bass front, I often don't actually know who I'm listening to, just because I whack on like a mix or a playlist or something. But I recently heard, like, for the first time, New Tone, as far as I'm aware, that song One Day at a Time, and I was just like, it's amazing. So that's got me into him now.
Yeah.
And then the new SG Lewis album.
That's such a banger. I only came across it the other day.
It's so good, isn't it? And I watched his live stream as well. It was incredible.
I had a friend tell me about it, and because I've been doing this thing where I've been trying to listen to an album every single day.
Oh, that's great.
Like because I kind of fallen out of touch with music other than drum and bass. I was like, I need to get back into this. And then one of my friends told me to listen to this SG Lewis album, and he was like, it's the maddest debut album, because it's got like Robin on there, Nile Rodgers. And I was like, okay, I've got to check this out.
Yeah.
And it's like the perfect disco house album, in my opinion. And it's like the track with Robin is an absolute banger. Like it's just like everyone go check it out. It's wicked.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Max, continue to you take the mantle now. What are you listening to? Drum and bass and
drum
or
and
not?
bass. So drum and bass. Well, I mean, I most of the drum and bass I listen to, it's just the promos I get sent, and I go through the promos every Monday afternoon. So to play on my radio show, RDU, which is like the main alternative radio station here in Christchurch. And some of the best tracks over the last, I don't know, year or so. I've been really enjoying the Black Lab Need to Be, I think. Need to Be, which is a really cool track. Everyone go check it out. Soulvent, 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
And Mistrust, he put out an EP on Shogun Limited last year, and there's a track called Only Ever You, which I just absolutely adore, and I play it on the radio show like every single week. And another one, Los Contreras, and Macca and Critical Event just released a track on Focus called Snow, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that one a lot too.
Yeah, so those are my favorite drum and bass tracks at the moment. And then non D&B, just to butt in. Some of the best ones, because I've been going through the albums, definitely Talk, Spirit of Eden is a good album, and Niels Fram, All Melody, good albums. Go check those out.
Go check them out. Awesome. And finally you, Dan, last but not least.
So I listen to a lot of drum and bass. I should probably do what Max is doing and try to like
same here, to be fair.
Listen to some other stuff. But I listen to a lot of like atmospheric drum and bass. So like I'm really into Seba a lot. He's one of my favorite producers. But some stuff that I've been feeling recently, I've kind of been feeling like the heavier, techier stuff recently. Not too techy, but like a lot of stuff that Unchained is putting out. So like Radiax just released an EP that I really love. Rohan also, really digging his stuff. There's a artist, and nobody knows who it is. It's like an alias called Cloudlord that is putting out some stuff on Convex, and also I think maybe has some stuff coming out in 31 that I really like a lot. And then I listen to a lot of like kind of minimal, like left field halftime drum and bass, that kind of stuff. So Oliver York, Also just put out an EP on Convex that I really love. Mystic State, love those guys. Kid Drama, like anything like that. And then as far as non-drum and bass stuff, I listen to a lot of like, I guess, indie rock kind of stuff. I'm really into this band called Saint Lucia. They're, I think, originally from South Africa, I believe, but they're based in New York City now. And just all their albums are amazing. So I really like them. I really like the 1975 a lot. Pale Waves is a group that kind of works with 1975. They produced their first album. And then I like kind of indie electronic stuff like Purity Ring or Soulvent, guys like that too.
Wow, what you've obviously got a very, very large collection. I don't know how I'd file all that away in my head.
Oh yeah, I actually am one of those weirdos that still buys music off iTunes. So yeah, I've got like 24,000 songs in my iTunes library.
Wow. Wow, you must cause the Spotify recommendation engine and iTunes recommendation engine some real headaches.
Yeah, it doesn't
recommend you new stuff.
When I get into Apple Music and it's got like my recommendations, it's just all over the place. It usually just recommends me like top 40 stuff because it doesn't know. It's like you listen to everything, so here's just top 40.
You're an enigma.
Yeah.
Right. One thing I find really funny about Dan actually is because on the image that he portrays to the world through his Instagram and everything, he's like really into like atmospheric, ambient, floaty, like he's got a real kind of like abstract, like colorful pastel thing going on. But he's got this dark side where he's like super into metal. You sent me this picture the other day of this electric guitar he's got. Have you got it near you?
Yeah, I've got it right here.
I found it so funny.
Okay.
Like it's just like
wow,
completely the opposite.
Bleeding.
Yeah. That's true. Like, I forgot to mention that I listen to a lot of metal too, and a lot of industrial too. Yeah, a lot of like industrial stuff and metal and like experimental noise and stuff like that. I like all that stuff too.
Sick.
It's like a real yin and yang in the same personality. I like it.
I was into all that stuff way longer, and like before I started getting into the melodic stuff. I didn't really start getting into a lot of melodic music until probably around like 2008 or 2009, as I think my life was just so hectic at that point, and like I needed to listen to something to calm me down.
Yeah, I think it's strange if people don't listen to more than one type of music these days, though.
Oh, I agree. Yeah,
hell yeah,
definitely.
I need to broaden my horizons, clearly.
I make a playlist every season on Spotify under my Octave profile. Okay. And it's just all the stuff that I'm listening to. So if you want anything non-drum and bass,
I'll give that a follow, yeah?
Yeah.
Ooh. I can broaden my horizons for sure. All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining me. Just going to close there by telling anybody who's listening to go and buy, stream and show support for Haunted single featuring Octave, back to Soul on Fire featuring Askel and Alaire, out on the 19th of March everywhere where you will get your music. Thank you very much for joining me, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.